Okay, so pay attention. Since we have already done so many programming things with Excel, okay, so now you already have an idea about programming. Okay, so moving on to MATLAB. In this chapter, the chapter is basically from here till end. Okay, this is the last topic basically, but it has many topics. Okay, so it will I will try to give you an introduction and an overview about how the MATLAB will work and how you can do calculations and computations in an interactive manner using MATLAB. Okay, so the things which we will try to cover is how numbers are assigned in MATLAB. Okay, real numbers and complex numbers. What are complex numbers? What is a complex number? Huh? What is a real number and what is a complex number? Anyone? Anybody heard about iota? Iota, I. Square root of -1. This is called iota. Square root of -1 is called iota. Any number which has this is called a complex number. Okay, a complex number has two parts. One simple part which we already know, right, and the other one has an iota. That is called the complex number. So complex number is a real number, any number, plus something into iota. Okay, because this is unsolvable. If you put this in Excel, it will give you an error. If you try to do square root of -1 in Excel, it will give you an error. Okay, so most programming languages or simple programming languages don't consider complex number, but MATLAB can consider complex numbers as well. Okay, so we will see how complex numbers and real numbers work in MATLAB. How vectors and matrices are assigned values. Okay, how you can create, assigning value means creating a vector or a matrix. Okay, and what do we mean by that? And understanding the priority rules. If you are doing a series of calculations, what will be performed first? Okay, and what cannot conflict with the other. For example, in Excel we discuss about nested loop, right? So what did we say? Which loop should finish first? So we have one loop, inside that we have another loop. Which one should finish first? The inner one, right? So this is a priority. Without finishing the inner loop, you cannot do the outer loop. Okay, yours installed, huh? Okay. So built-in functions in MATLAB. Which are the built-in functions in MATLAB? So we saw some built-in functions for Excel as well, right? Okay, we will see some built-in functions for MATLAB. How to use vectors to create a simple line plot. How to create a plot using vectors. Okay. So we have already done this, right? I already sent you the file by which you will do this. Okay, if you have not done it, you can do it. As I said, if you are having problems installing MATLAB in your computers, you can do it using internet, but then you will have a problem in the exam. I will not allow internet, so you have to work it out. They have their link for help. Contact them that we are having problem. I am having problem installing in my laptop. You have to have MATLAB in your laptop, otherwise you will use one of these, and you know how good they are. Very good, huh? Okay. So once you install the MATLAB, you try to open it. Okay, it will show you, it will open the MATLAB, and within the MATLAB you will see these windows, or there are options to see these windows. According to your settings, you may be seeing different windows. Okay, command window, you will see it. A command window will appear whatever happens. Okay, so when you open the MATLAB, the window, the big window in the middle is the command window. Okay, sit with someone. Sit with someone, so you can at least see it. Okay. So you will see a command window, the big one in the middle. That is the command window. Okay. Then command history usually comes in the bottom, at the bottom. Maybe it's not there. Don't worry. If it is not there, don't worry. Okay. But it comes at the bottom usually. Obviously, you did not write any command, so that window is empty. Okay. Workspace, that usually appears on the right hand side. A small window, and again, right now you will not see anything in it. Okay. But if you see a small window on the right hand side, that is the workspace. Okay. Current directory meaning the file, the path of the file where you are working. So usually it is on the left hand side. If you see a small window on the left hand side, you can see it, right? Zainab, you can see it. Okay, it's there. So this is small window on the left hand side is showing you the path of the file, where you are, where this file is in your PC, okay, in your laptop. And the help browser at the top, and the start button wherever. You can all see this, right? Okay. So as I was saying, the big one in the middle is command. Okay. This is called as function catalog. You click on it, it will show you the functions which are available. Remember, something like this was there in the Excel as well. It was on the top. Okay. Same fx. So if you click here, it will show you the functions. This is the current directory. My file is here right now. If you click on this folder, it will show you the path of the file. Okay. Usually it creates a MATLAB folder in the C drive. When you install MATLAB, it will create a folder in the C drive. Okay. And by default, all the files are there. By default. Okay. File details, how many files you have, big files, size, and so on. Okay. Workspace. Okay. Command history. Command history will show you what commands you have used recently. So if you use three, 4 commands, it will keep a record here. Okay. It is usually very extended. The command history, like even if you have used like 200 commands, they will show here. So it's not like previous 1 or 2. No, it's many. Okay. So it helps us. I have to use a command again and again. I don't have to type it. Copy paste. We like it. Okay. The help. If you have any problem after installing, take the help from here. Again, same thing. Where you are. The current working directory. The toolbar, the menu bar, we know that. Okay. So there are 3 main windows: command, graphics, and edit. Okay. Command window I already showed you, right? Command window I already showed you. Then we have graphics window. So this window will appear when you plot a graph. Now it's not there. But when you plot a graph, there will be a pop-up window, and in the window you will see the graph. Okay. And edit window, again, it's not there. Once we create a MATLAB file, a MATLAB programming file, we call it the M file. Looks like the name of the TV series. Anyways, when you create an M file, so you can edit the file using an edit window. Okay. So in this chapter we only discuss command and graphics. Some other chapter we can discuss the M files. After starting MATLAB, you see command window, and in the command window, at the first line you will see these 2 signs. What is it? Greater than or equal less than? Greater than. Okay. So in MATLAB, it can work like a calculator in a sequential mode. So what do? You type something in your calculator and you enter, it gives you the result, right? It will not wait for anything. MATLAB works in the same manner. Okay. So for example, if you in the command window type A equals 3. Just type it. A equals 3 and enter. If you have the right hand side, if you have a window on the right hand side for the workspace, you will see a variable there with the name of A. Okay. So now just type 3 and enter. See, what did he do? Answer equals 3. Okay. Now if you do 3 plus 2, enter. Answer equals 5. So like you do it in your calculator, you enter the command and you press enter, calculations will be done. Okay. So it's not like programming. In programming, what was happening? Until I end the sub, it will not run, right? Or until I end the function, it will not work. Here, even if you just type one line, it will work. It will do something. And there is an error, it will show you the error. Okay. Now one thing you can see here, it created a variable answer in the second and the third example. 3 plus 2 equals to what? Answer, right? 5 was assigned to answer. So answer is the default variable. Okay. Now we used answer twice, right? First one is only write 3 and we entered. So answer equals to 3. Then we did what? 3 plus 2 and entered. So answer equal to 5. Where is the previous value of answer? The new value of answer is what? 5. And 3 is gone. Okay. So when you calculate something and you don't give a name to it yourself, then program will automatically store it in a variable called answer. And there's already something stored in it that will be gone, overwritten. Clear? Okay. So if you want to use a value in answer later on, then the other variables you have to give them different names. If you don't give it, answer will keep on changing. Okay. A default is whatever calculations are performed, the result will be stored in the variable answer. Clear? And that variable you can see it on the window on the right hand side. You can see the variable. Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, now you want to do something with answer. So answer is a variable now. So you can take the value of answer, multiply by 2, multiply, divide, whatever you want to do. Clear? But if you do something like this, so what is it doing? Previous value of answer plus 11. So previous value of answer is 39. Plus 11, it will become 50. So new value answer is 50. Okay. You can use the value of answer to do some more calculations. But again, if you don't give a new name to it, it will replace the old value. Okay. Like here, I am doing something with the value of answer, right? I am adding 11 to the previous value of answer. So previous value is gone. Now if I want to keep the previous value and this value as well, then what should I do? Change the name. So instead of writing just answer plus 1, answer plus 11, I can write A equals to answer plus 11. So 50 will be A and answer will remain 39. Clear? Program will not assign a different name. You have to assign a different variable name each time. Clear? Any questions? Okay, do the following functions. Do these functions. See what's the answer every time. The AC here is good, huh? You guys can come at the front next time. Okay, this is working. Right? All of you agree, right? It's working. I don't lie. Okay, what's the answer for the first one? 12. So what did it do? 2 plus 3, 20. 2 plus 3 and then into 4. Okay, so 5 into 4, right? Okay, next one, what's the answer? 0. So 8 by 4 is 2, then minus 2, so 0. Okay, so it divided and then subtracted. And then third one, 9.5. Okay, so 4 plus 5 upon 2 plus 3. So 5 upon 2 is 2.5 plus 4, how much? 6.5 plus 3, 9.5. Okay, this shows you the rule of priority here. So in the first case, it did what? First of all, it added 2 and 3 and then multiplied, right? So first of all, it will do the bracket. Okay. Second one, it did what? It divided, then did the subtraction. So divide will come first. Third one, same thing. It will divide and then it will do the addition subtraction. Okay. So the same rule which we learned in Excel. Okay, the bracket and the division and the power and the division and so on. Okay, this is the rule. Parenthesis, brackets. What do you call in Arabic? Cosine, right? It's a cos. Okay. So I don't know Arabic, but my Urdu is good, and Urdu is 90% Arabic. So your Arabic is bad. That's why I don't understand what you said. If I match your Arabic with a book, I know it's 90% gone. Okay. If you study, if you are saying the real Arabic, I will understand. It's your mistake. Okay. Okay, assignment meaning variable having giving values to variable names. Okay, variable assignment or value assignment means you have a variable name and you are assigning a value to it. Okay, so the variables can be of different types. Variable can be scalar. Scalar is one value, a single value is called a scalar. Okay, so a scalar variable, very easy. You can type a equals to 4 and a is 4, and you can do it in two ways. Okay, you can write in one line a equals 4, one line, or you can write a equals enter and then 4, same thing. Clear? It will work in both ways. Okay, now once you have typed a equals to 4 and you enter, the program will repeat it. They call it echo printing. So whatever you do, like the calculator, as I was saying, when you press equal to an end in the calculator, it gives you the result, right? Whether you want it now or not, it will give you. Okay, same thing happens here. Now I wrote a equals to 4. I don't want to see the value of a. I know a is 4, right? I just wrote it. I don't want to see it, but the program will show you. MATLAB will show you. Okay, so to stop this, we can use a semicolon. So any statement which is ended with semicolon, it will be performed but not shown on the screen. So when I say a equals to 6 and semicolon, a is 6. In the memory of the program, a is what? 6. But on the screen it will not print it immediately because I don't want it, right? Okay. Now why is that? Now you may say, if I put a value of a as 6 and the program is directly showing me, it is good. Yeah, it is good when you are writing a 2-line program. Okay, look at your screen, the command window. See, the whole screen is full, right? Why? Did you do anything right now? Did you do anything right now? You do any calculations? No. So even in example 1, the whole screen is full. I want to see what did I do in the first command and the second command and third command. I have to scroll up and down, right? Why? Huh? Why should I do that? Okay, to save my screen space. I am writing a program. I should be able to see the start and end, right? It's good for me. But when I write one, I write this minimum is equal to 0, and then the program repeats it. Then I write t equals to 0, the program repeats it. I don't want to see them. Okay, so things which I don't want to see on the screen, I put a semicolon after them. Okay, so they will be done, but they will not show, they will not print. Okay, and you can use a combination as well. In one line you can use multiple commands. You can see it here. A equals to 4, capital A equals to 6, and small x equals to 1. Okay, so all these values are assigned, but which value is printed? Small a. Why it is printing a small a? Because there is no semicolon, right? After capital A equals to 6, I have a semicolon. After small x equals to 1, semicolon. So these values are not printed, but small a is printed. Okay, so if you want to save your screen space, so you put a semicolon. Okay, one more thing which you can see from this example. Who can tell me about it? From this example, we know one more thing about MATLAB and using names. Yes, it is case sensitive. It is case sensitive. So a small a and capital A are not equal. Okay, so if I did a equals to 4, okay, and then in the next line I do capital A square. So if there is no capital A, then program will give me an error. Okay, so variable names are case sensitive. Okay, that's why we try to avoid long variable names, because then you have to write it with the case and so on. Okay. Okay, so I was telling you about the complex number, right? Now you can see it here. Complex number is the square root of -1. Okay, we call it the imaginary number basically. Square root of -1 is called the imaginary number. What do we call it? Imaginary. Okay, and we represent it with I, small I. Okay, and then we call it iota. The small I is called as iota. Okay. Okay. So what is the value of iota? The square root of -1. Okay. So whenever you have a square root of -1 coming in any number, what they will do? They will divide into two parts, and those parts are known as complex number. So a complex number has two parts, one real, one imaginary. The imaginary one has an iota with it. You can see it here. 2 plus 4 iota. So which one is real? 2. Which one is imaginary? 4. And in combination they are called as what? Together they are called as what? Complex numbers. Clear? So MATLAB can uses a value of I as iota. Okay, so if you want to create a complex number, you can do it like this, as I have shown with x. Okay, so x equals 2, which is a real number, and the imaginary part multiplied by I. So I is a predefined function, which means iota. Okay, I don't need to give it the value of I, and that also means I cannot use small I somewhere. The small I is already iota, huh? You cannot use it. Okay, and yeah, so if you so whenever you multiply a small I with anything, it becomes a complex number. Okay, and you can use a small j as well. Second example, so a small I and a small j represent the imaginary part of a complex number. Okay, and you want to assign a value, this is how you assign a value. Okay, you want to assign a complex number to any variable, this is how you do it. Clear? Multiply that the imaginary part with I, and the real part just keep it as it is. Okay, pi, we know pi, right? We know, right? Apple pie and cream pie and so on, right? Okay, yeah, whenever you create a variable in all the previous examples, how many decimal places you see here? 4. How many decimal places you see here with pi? 4. Okay, so this is default. This is default. You want to change it? More decimal places? You use a statement format long. Format long will change the decimal places from 4 to 15. Okay, or 15 significant figures. Okay. 15 significant figures. Okay, so default is 4 significant figures, and format long will convert it to 15. So if you want to use the 15 decimal places, you will use this statement format long, and then you do your calculations whatever you want to do. So everything is 15 decimal places, 15 significant figures. Okay, don't have to use anything with this statement. Just format long and enter, and then just do your work. Everything will be converted to 15 significant figures. If you want to convert it back to 4, format short. Clear? Format long, format short. This table you will see other formats as well, because sometimes you want to put it as a power of x, a power of e, 10 to the power, right? Okay, so there are all these examples. Okay, I just want to tell you about short g and long g. Okay, I'll write it here. Okay, you can read the rest. Okay, there are examples given. For each one there are examples given, but I just want to clarify these two. So short g and long g are flexible. Okay, 1 upon 2 equals to how much? 1 upon 2. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, right? 0.5. How many significant figures? 0 and 0.5, right? Do I need more? 0.5 and 0.5000. Does it make any sense? No. So I will use short g or long g. So short g and long g will do what? It will take the best. If a number is only up to 2 decimal places, it will keep it 2. But if you use a long format or short format, what it will do with 0.5? It will write 0.5 000. Understand the difference between long and short, and long g and short g? This is flexible. That one is fixed. So even if they are 0000, it will keep on printing 0000. This one, it will stop. Okay, so short G, it will either have 4 decimal places or less. Okay, if the number is short, less than 4, and it will print those only. Okay, and the number is long, then it will print the long. But if it is ending up to 8 decimal places, it will end. If you use a simple long format, it will always give you 15. Even if it has to put 14 zeros, it will do that. Okay, clear? Okay, what is an array? Okay, so array is a collection of values which are stored in one variable. So there are multiple values, but all of them are under one variable. Okay, so we have one-dimensional arrays and we have two-dimensional arrays. One-dimensional arrays are known as vectors, and two-dimensional are known as matrices. We studied about matrices, right? It came in the exam as well. Huh? Okay, so we have one-dimensional. If the array is one-dimensional, what do we call it? Vector. If it is two-dimensional, then two-dimensional array is what? Two-dimensional array is called as what? Matrices. Yes. Okay. So how do I assign the value of an array? Okay, using square brackets. Okay, I want to create an array A which has 5 values. A equals square bracket 5 values. Okay, now these 5 values are in one row, right? They are in one row. So we have one row and how many columns? 5 columns. Okay, so this is 1 into 5, a matrix of 1 into 5, or you call it a vector, a row vector, same. A row vector or a matrix of 1 into 5, same. Okay, you can assign it like this. So each semicolon will take it into a new row. Semicolon will assign the value to another row. Okay, so 2 is in one row, row number 1, 2. Semicolon, it will go to row number 2. Semicolon, go to row number 3. Okay, so this is now a column vector. One value in each column, right? How many columns? One column. How many rows? Okay, so 5 rows. So now this is a column vector. It has only one column and multiple rows. Okay, there are 2 ways to insert the value in different rows. You can use a semicolon, or you can simply enter. So start it, write 2, then don't write semicolon, just enter. Next line, new value. Next line, new value. Next line, new value. Okay, this and this both will do the same thing. Semicolon will start a new row, and putting an enter will also start a new row. And whenever you end, just close the bracket. There? Okay. Another way of putting values in a column is to use the FASLA. Okay. So this will do what? Write the value as a row, and this single column will make it transpose. Okay, so if I remove the comma, this is one row. Now if I put this is now one column. Okay, so without this, values are horizontal. With the comma, the values are vertical. Okay, so to assign different rows, we have 3 options now, right? 3 options. Use what? Semicolon. Use enter. Use the comma. Comma will transpose. So all horizontal will become vertical and vice versa. Okay, so you have to be careful with this. Okay, and now you can see multiple columns and multiple rows. So this is a matrix now. Okay, how many rows, how many columns? 3 rows, 3 columns, right? You can see the value in the first row, then a column. So second row, then a column. Third row, then a column. Okay, and each row has how many values? 3. So 3 columns. Okay, so it's a 3 by 3 matrix. Clear? And again you can use the enter key as well. How do I use it with the enter key? Tell me. So I write what? A equals, then what do I write? 1, 2, 3, and then enter. You go to the new row. Then you write 4, 5, 6, then enter, and so on. And once you finish, close the bracket. Okay, so it will do the same thing. Or you can do this with the FASTA. Okay, with the comma. So what did they do here? See here, what did they do? When in one matrix they created 3 vectors and then they transpose all of them. So now you see here, are the numbers in order? No, right? They are not in order because I am using the transpose. So that's why I said you have to be careful with it. Okay. You see, when I was assigning like this, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very easy. Okay. Here, take the first row, then transpose. Take the second row, then transpose. Then third row, then transpose. Okay. That can be confusing. So the first column will be the transpose of 147. Okay. The second column will be the transpose of 258 and so on. Okay. If you want to see the variables which you have already created in the program, you can use the who command. Okay. So if you type who, you can just type who and enter. It will show you whatever variables you have created. Okay. You may have only 1 or 2, so okay, whatever you have, it will show that your program already has 500 variables or 2 variables or 300 variables, whatever. If you want to get more details about the variables, for example, some of them are matrices, some of them are column vectors, some of them are row vectors, some of them are scalars. I have different types, so I want to see their types as well. Then I will use the command whos, WHOS, whos. Okay, so when you do whos, it will give you the name, the size, okay, the size in terms of rows and columns. Size meaning rows and columns, and this is the size on your disk in your PC, how much size it is taking. Okay, and the class, what type of class it is. Okay, we did not discuss the class, but okay, so it will give you all these things. Okay, so if you don't use equal to sign, okay, so here you can see here we are doing what? B within bracket 4. I am asking the program to give me the 4th value in the matrix B. Okay, when I say B equals bracket 4, it means what? B equals 4. Here it means what? Give me the 4th value in B. Got it? Okay, So if you want to call a value from the matrix, extract a value from the matrix, one value or multiple values, it can work. You can see the second example is it is giving you again multiple values, but I will show you how to get multiple values as well. But fourth element in B, or you can say give me the element in second row third column from A. So the first number is what? Always the row number. Second number is always the column number. Yeah? Okay. So multiple elements. See, first element, fourth element, sixth element. Okay, and you can see the value, the A value is there. Okay, so it will take the first element, which is 3. It will take the fourth element, which is 10.1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I need the sixth element, so 5, 6. Okay, so you can call multiple values as well. Or you can use the index command. Okay, so index command, you are assigning the number, the sequence of the value in the index, and when you call it, you will say give me A values of the index. Like you have the index, right? Table of contents, we call it index, right? Index has what? Numbers, right? Only numbers. Okay, so same way. So when I say A index, what am I telling the program? Give me the third value, the second value, the third value, and the fifth value. Okay, values I want, I already assign them to index. Then I use it. Okay, you can do it directly, and you can use it in this way. Clear? Okay, some matrices you can already create it using these functions. Okay, if you want to create a matrix which only has 1, all elements are 1, so there is a command here, ones. So it will create a matrix which has all elements as 1, 1, 1, 1. If you want to create a matrix which has all elements as 0, you will use the command zeros. Okay, and what is these? What are these numbers in the brackets? The size. Okay, this tells me how many rows, how many columns? 2 rows, 3 columns, and all of them have what? Value of 0. This tells me how many rows? 1. How many columns? 3. All having values of 1. Okay. Okay. So let us stop here. Colon operator, it has many things to be done. So we will discuss inshallah later.